Hello everyone, and welcome to shooting from a new location in my house. I thought it was appropriate to sit somewhere else in my house since today we are talking about first apartment essentials. If you're here because you want to see more about dorm room essentials, I completely understand. I've done quite a few videos on that. I will link the playlist around here. I will also put them individually in the description box. I'm also doing an updated dorm essentials checklist that I have up on my blog, and I will put that blog post in the description box as well. My youngest is a sophomore at Ole Miss, is moving into his first student apartment with 3 friends, and my oldest is moving into, I want to say it's not quite his first grown-up apartment because I'm still paying the rent, but it is his grad school apartment. What I did was first, it wasn't supposed to be an apartment tour, but it kind of turned into an apartment tour of Jake's apartment. Kind of showed you some of the little touches that we added to it to make it a little cozier. That did not come furnished, but thanks to mostly Walmart and IKEA, it is now fully furnished. After that little field trip to Jake's apartment, we'll come back here and I'll run through some first apartment essentials. And again, I will also put those all in a blog post with specific suggestions. Hope this is helpful. I'll see you after we go on a little trip to Houston. Hey everyone, welcome to Jake's Houston apartment. A lot of this is, you'll see this and go, duh, I cannot believe that you are showing me this. But trust me, from someone who's packed up kids and moved them into several places now, there's always something that you're like, I know I'm forgetting something, I know I'm forgetting something. So hopefully this will help you not forget something. I'm gonna start with some decor and a great decor tip. These are just family pictures. These are a nice way to make it a little more personal. I got these at CVS. They're ready the same day. They're always offering specials. I got them 40% off, and I think all of them are around under $50. And they're just photos that are mounted to like wood stuff, like a block of wood. You can hang these in any direction, but what's nice is that they do stand nicely on a shelf. So most of the furniture here came from IKEA. Mostly we picked just what was in stock. This is July 2020, so we're in the middle of a global pandemic, and you know, inventory availability is not, let me zoom you out, there you go, is not ideal. So most of this is IKEA. Everything on the side of the room is IKEA. We wanted, and also the most budget friendly, the least investment that would also stand up for a while. That is a folding chair. Now this is a great dorm tip. So this has gone through 4 years of college with Jake, and now it's into his first year of law school. This we found at Target. It folds up. It is upholstered, I don't want to say upholstered, but it's covered in fabric and it's super comfortable, but it folds up like a lawn chair. So it was great for him to have in the dorm. He could just stick it behind something, and then if he had friends over, he could open it up and have some extra seating. Now, this is also a great piece. I wish we had bought this for him earlier. This is a futon that folds out into a twin-size bed. The coffee table and these nesting tables are also from IKEA. This poof was from Home Goods. You can grab these anywhere. Another way to make it a little more homey, and this, can't remember the man's name. His Etsy shop was amazing. He got these shipped. I messaged him and said, we're kind of on a time crunch. How fast can you get them to me? He shipped them out same day. So what you choose here, and you can custom design, custom choose the colors and whatnot. Jake picked his 3 cities that he has lived in. So San Antonio, Oxford, and now Houston. You could choose the size. They don't come framed, but you choose the size, you choose the city, and you choose the colors. You can even get them, I believe, in like gold foil streets and different backgrounds, but he wanted very black and white basic. A lot of these throws have been with him for years. This is a Kennebunk throw. Throws and soft things are really nice. I have to really say I'm so pleased with these baskets. This is a set of 2. This is the larger of the 2, and that was from Walmart, and I love it so much. Look, it even has leather handles. I may actually order another set for my house. I really like them. Everything is mounted with command strips. Most places, dorms, apartments included, do not allow you to nail things into the wall. So this we just picked up at Target. His new laptop. A lot of people have been asking about that. I'll put what it is in the description box. He is extremely pleased with it. It's really cool. It also doubles as a tablet and a touch screen, and it's very, very cool. I do recommend getting a printer for your child, dorm, apartment, or whatever. While most dorms and may have access to printers, if it's in the middle of the night and you're printing out a last minute paper or whatever, something that you need, it's really nice to be able to just have it dedicated to you. That being said, the amount of times my kids printed out an actual paper in the last several years, I cannot tell you. Most of the time, things are submitted via Google Doc. Okay, specific to 2020, cleaning supplies. Do not assume that when you get to wherever you're moving your student into, that they're going to have cleaning supplies. So yeah, we just grabbed whatever we could that was available when we went shopping in San Antonio, and looking around, things are getting scooped up pretty quickly. For instance, this, I don't know what brand, I mean, I can read. I've never heard of this. This was the only all-purpose cleaner available in the store. We did get Jake's set of dishes from Walmart, and they have really, I love their dishes. It's a set of 4. It's really pretty. We did buy some extra deep bowls because he likes the deep cereal bowls, but really pretty. And then we bought him a set of glasses also from Walmart. I have to show you, these are the mugs that came with that dish set. Aren't these cute? I just think having cozies, they're not going to admit that they want to like snuggle with something, but if you're worried about them being homesick or not being able to hug them yourself, send them with some cozy blankies. In this case, I'm not worried about that, but I got this from the House of Siage, and it's their soup. Oh gosh, it's so soft. And I kind of want to steal it and see if he notices it's missing, but no, I'm kidding. Bed in a bag, Target, so easy. Yes, command hooks at work. So this is an incredible bathroom. I mean, it's really nice. It's nicer than my bathroom, let's be real. But what it didn't have was a hook for the face towels, hand towels. So we just ran to Target, and this is a command hook. It pops right off. So you might want to just have some of those, and I really recommend grabbing more hooks and more command strips than you think you need, especially if you're moving to a college town, because they will be cleaned out on move-in week. I guarantee it. If your student has a bathroom in their dorm room, like Jake and Shane both did in the option that they chose, these Clorox, the Clorox option, it comes with that wand, and then the cleaners stick onto the end of that wand, and they're all stored in there. That is fabulous. It is more likely they will use that if it's easy to use, and we do want them to clean their toilets, especially now. Hopefully this is still available and I can share it with you, but this thing, this extension cord with all of these USB ports on it, and then it has some plugs in it as well, that has survived 4 years of college for Jake and plus, and it's an extension cord, it keeps going. So wonderful to have in the dorms, and moving forward, I cannot, I definitely want to highlight the stuff that has made it through college and he's still using. And so I do need to show you his backpack. It's Swiss gear, and it can hold so much, and it has a place to put your laptop, all the good stuff. If I find it, I'll link it for you, but a great brand overall. One last thing, I wanted to show you things that have lasted through college. His Swiffer stick, which is great because it does the dry part and it also can hold the wet cloth, so that's what he's been using to mop his floors. He used it in his bathroom, inside his dorm, and then on into his apartment. And then this stick vac, this is from Bissell, I believe. That is what he had in his apartment, his dorm room, and so forth. That was sufficient to vacuum the rugs there, and in his apartment he had hard floors, I think like concrete or something. So that's what he used in there. We did just get him this Dirt Devil because he has a little more carpeting, a little deeper pile in the bedroom. But you do not need a vacuum cleaner, like a real one, when you're moving a kid into a dorm, but I cannot stress enough how great the Bissell vac is. Shane needs a new one because he loaned his out and it never came back, but they're very popular because other people don't have them. And the last thing to show you, I don't want to undo it, but this was given to him as a gift going into his freshman year of college. Shout out to Elisa and Willie if you're watching. It's a toolkit, and he has taken that with him to everywhere he's lived over the last 4 years, and it was very helpful to have here. It has all the things you need to put random things together, and a level, a tape measure, and so forth. So that is it. He is set. We are back in San Antonio in my family room, and I printed up a quick list. So let's start with the kitchen. Of course, add to this if they are really into the kitchen. This is just to get them started. First of all, a set of pots and pans. Again, this is not the time to go for Calphalon, all clad. Just get them the basics. Now, I know there is a huge movement to move away from certain kind of non-stick pans, so that might be a little more expensive, but we actually found a great set at Walmart. With that, things we didn't think about, a grill pan. So not an actual barbecue for outside. Some apartments don't have balconies or an outdoor space. Some don't allow you to have barbecues. But my kids in particular really enjoy grilling meat, whether it's hamburgers, a piece of chicken, and whatnot. So a nice grill pan gives you that indoor capability of grilling your meat. So a really great thing to have for your first kitchen. On that note, a broiler pan. I always thought broiler pans came with the oven, but I found that is not the case. We found a nice basic one on Amazon for Jake's apartment. If you don't want to do the grill to make your hamburgers is a staple with those two, you can put them on the broiler pan, stick it in the oven. A decent baking sheet, whether they want to make some cookies, they want to heat up some frozen chicken nuggets, who knows. A nice baking sheet, and I would add to that some sort of sheet that's big enough for a frozen pizza, like a pizza tray. If the pan itself isn't big enough, is also nice to have as well. Even if they don't bake the pizza on the baking sheet, they can then put it on the pizza pan when they're cutting it up and not make a mess. A colander. Colander is pretty important. College kids and young adults live on pasta. They have to drain it. Colander. Also, we hope they're getting fruit and that they're rinsing and cleaning the fruit. That's important too. A basic, how many times am I gonna say basic? I don't know. Hope you have your drinking glasses ready. A basic casserole dish, like a 9x12 cooking pan, something with sides. I'm not assuming they're gonna start making casseroles, but it's one of those things that's just nice to have. You never know when you're going to need it. A set of, I guess, chef's knives. Maybe not a huge set, but a bread knife, a paring knife, a knife to chop things up. Just the basics to, oh my gosh, I am saying that a lot. I'm so sorry. But anyway, it's important to have some cooking knives that you can chop things up with, slice a loaf of bread or whatever. Good to have. We found a great set again on Amazon that honestly, it's not so basic, but it's really nice, and both kids really like it. And with that, a cutting board. All these things that I've just accumulated, having been in a home with my husband for, how long have we been married? 23 years. You start forgetting like all the little things that you accumulate. So cutting board, 2 maybe, one for meat and one for everything else. At least one good sized mixing bowl. Maybe it could even double as a serving piece one day when they can have friends over, whenever that's gonna be. It'll also double as a big salad bowl, whatever. But one big mixing bowl because they're good to have. A bottle opener / like corkscrew, enough said. And with that, a can opener, because canned goods are pretty much a staple in most young adults' kitchens. Even though these days, which I appreciate, most cans have like the pop top, not all of them do. And I did actually have to show Shane how to use a can opener recently, because most of the cans he uses do have the pop-off thing. Very old school. This should go without saying, but a trash can. And it's just one of those things that you kind of forget about, so I'm just putting it out there in case you're one of those people. Make sure you get a trash can for the kitchen. All right, let's talk about cooking utensils. Now, obviously you want to add to this as you get into cooking or as they get into cooking and baking, but at the very minimum, I recommend 2 kinds of spatulas: a flat spatula, like something like to flip pancakes, a mixing spatula, you know, more like the silicone kind for stirring things up. Tongs are good. A set of measuring spoons, measuring cups for dry and liquid. Pizza cutter. I mean, yes, you could use the big chef's knife if you have that, but a pizza cutter is always good to have. And you're gonna want some sort of holder to put out on the counter by the stove for all these things that you are hoping they use when they cook their meals from scratch. A silverware organizer, and it's really nice if you can get the dimensions of the drawers ahead of time. We actually purchased one for Jake's apartment and got there, and the drawers are not standard size, and we made a run to Target and Walmart, all sold out of silverware drawers. We did find one on Amazon, yay for Amazon, that's very small, that fits the drawer that he wanted to put it in perfectly, but if you can get those dimensions ahead of time, that is very helpful. Kitchen hand towels, those are nice, along with a good supply of paper towels, a rug for in front of the kitchen sink so nobody slips and falls as they're doing the dishes. I'm hoping my kids are watching this and they're realizing, I expect you to be cleaning up after yourself. A dish drying rack, or a dish mat. They make those nice, really absorbent kind of microfiber ones you can set on the counter. when you're drying your dishes, and then when they're dry and they're put away, you can fold it up and put that away as well. I have one of those. Obviously, sponges to wash up with, and hand soap and dishwashing soap. Like I said, I'm gonna mention some, it's just of course, but sometimes it's nice to just have everything in one spot. Two optional, but I think very important things that you could get them for the kitchen. One, a Keurig. Even if they're not coffee drinkers, they might want to use it to make tea, cocoa. It's just nice to have. It's also a great way to dispense hot water quickly if they want to make, I don't know, a cup of soup or whatever you might need hot water for. The other thing, which I don't even know if I consider it optional at this point, is a toaster oven. I find that they are so much more useful than a basic toaster. They are usually cooking for one, so a lot of the items they want to make, they can make in the toaster oven. That way they don't have to deal with the big oven. I cook in my toaster oven more than I actually cook. I have a double oven, and I don't even use that half as much as I use my little toaster oven. So you think any kind of decent toaster oven, you don't have to spend a lot of money, is a great thing to have in a first apartment. Let's move over to the bathroom. Not a lot there. You know, obviously you can go crazy with decor, but at the very least, a rug for in front of the sink, a rug for in front of the bathtub or shower, shower curtain, shower liner, and rings to hold them onto the shower rod. Don't forget that wastebasket for your bathroom, and something everybody forgets until they need it, so it's good to have ahead of time, a plunger, and make sure they know how to use it. I'm going to insert a picture of the kind of plunger I highly recommend. It is very user-friendly, especially for beginners. Doesn't require a lot of strength to operate. Then I have a bunch of random things that I've written down here that I would like to recommend that you make sure that they have. Don't forget a laundry basket and a hamper. Even in a dorm room, you usually want two separate items. I do like this collapsible laundry basket that when it's not in use, it just folds flat and you can tuck it under something. A hand broom and a dustpan are also nice. One of those things you just are not going to think of until you need one, so good to have. Also a fire extinguisher. I know a lot of apartments and dorms need to provide those anyway, but can you really have more than too many fire extinguishers? Probably not. So make sure they have a fire extinguisher and make sure they know how to use it. This is another great item to have both in a dorm and an apartment, and frankly your own home, is a safe. Especially in a dorm and apartment where they may have roommates and you don't know who's coming in and out of your personal space. It's not like they're storing, you know, diamonds, but copies of their birth certificate, social security card, prescription medications that maybe they don't want people to have access to if they're not there. Whatever those things may be, keep them stored in a safe. In the dorm, I like the ones that have a wire cable or a steel cable that you can wrap around a bedpost or something so someone can't just pick it up and walk out with it. I do recommend like a little welcome mat for inside the door just so they can wipe their feet and whatever. That's just a little homey touch. And we got Jake a welcome mat for outside his apartment as well, even though he has interior entry. It's a long hallway. And those doors all start looking the same. It's kind of nice that you can see your welcome mat from way down the hall, welcoming you back home. Last things I want to recommend. The most important thing, I cannot stress this enough, whenever you are moving anybody anywhere, whether it is a dorm, an apartment, you know, 50-year-olds moving into their dream home, whatever, the IKEA bags. There's two versions. There's a tote bag that's just a big open tote, and then there's another one with a zipper on it. Order 1 million of them. I don't even know how, I think they multiply in the dark of the closet when we're not using them, but we never have enough. They are fabulous for moving random objects like a whole set of towels, blankets, sheets, soft things, all the kitchen stuff you can stack up, put them in a bag. It's so much easier to move and stack than big boxes, and then when you're done with them, they fold up, they're reusable. Jake has at least one in his apartment right now. One is holding a spare comforter for when guests come over. They can sleep on his fold-out futon and some extra pillows, so they are just great to have for all kinds of things. Cannot stress them enough. I recommend just getting them from Amazon and not having to deal with going out to IKEA, but that's just me. And then the very last thing I want to recommend, it's more of a gift. Well, all of this is a gift if you're helping somebody start out. But if you know of a student that is, you know, moving into a dorm or apartment, one of the best gifts you can give them if you don't know what they need is a gift card to their local grocery store, to Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, somewhere like that, where they're going to need to stock up on groceries, they're going to need to stock up on cleaning supplies, last minute things they forgot. That would make for an excellent gift to have for those little, I wouldn't call them emergencies, but last minute things they're not thinking of and they're already spending so much money going into the new school year. That little extra gift would mean the world to them when they need it. So hopefully that's helpful. I would love for all the experienced moms and dads who are watching this to add to the suggestions in the comments below. Please do not forget to check out the blog posts that are down in the description box. Thank you so much. Good luck to everyone who is sending their kids out into this world. It is always a scary proposition, a little scarier in 2020, but I know in my heart we are all going to be okay. Keep calm. Look forward to that empty nest. I promise you, you will enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!